Learning really is one of life's greatest adventures. But let's be honest, the best adventures, they have a map, a guide that makes the whole journey exciting and, makes sense. Today, we're going to unpack a framework that's basically that exact map for learners. So let's get into it. How do we get past just memorizing facts for a test and actually create a real quest for discovery? Well, the answer isn't about some final destination. It's all about the journey itself and having a really specific hands-on map to guide you. And here's our map, the ISR 7E Experiential Learning Framework. Now, ISR is just the organization that came up with it. The really important part is the 7E structure. The whole goal here is to take those big, abstract ideas in STEAM fields, that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and turn them into real, hands-on experiences that actually stick with you. Okay, so every great adventure has to start somewhere. For the 7E framework, it all begins by sparking that little flame of curiosity and connecting with what a learner already knows. So our map starts with two really crucial phases: encourage and explore. And these are all about setting the stage before any formal teaching even kicks off. First up, we have encourage. And look, this isn't about giving answers, not at all. It's about asking the right questions. So instead of a lecture on gravity, a facilitator might just ask, hey, why do you think things fall down instead of up? That little question immediately gets students to connect it to their own lives and experiences. And that right there, that's the secret sauce. By starting in the student's world, the learning instantly becomes relevant. It's like building a bridge from what you already know to what's new. And that's what sparks that internal drive, that intrinsic motivation to actually want to find the answers for yourself. Okay, next up, we explore. So once that curiosity is fired up, the most important thing a facilitator can do is kind of step back. Seriously, this is like the playground phase, where students get to brainstorm, ask all the crazy what-if questions, and come up with their own wild theories before anyone tells them the right answer. And that is so, so important because it's all about ownership. When you let students think for themselves first, you empower them. From this moment on, the learning process, it's truly their own. All right, so we've sparked some curiosity, ideas are bubbling up. Now it's time to get moving. This next part of our journey is all about turning thoughts into action, and that means teamwork and getting your hands dirty. This brings us to the next two E's on our map: engage and experience. This is where all that thinking finally turns into doing. So the engage phase, this is where all those individual ideas get thrown into the ring with a team. Students bring their own theories from the explore phase, and then they debate, they negotiate, and eventually they build a shared plan of attack for whatever challenge they're facing. And honestly, this is about so much more than just the project. This is where students learn those critical life skills: communication, collaboration, and figure out how to take a bunch of messy, individual thoughts and shape them into a single, focused strategy. And now for the fun part, experience. This is the heart of it all. The talking stops, the building begins. Plans get put to the test, things get built, and students learn firsthand through that super powerful process of trial and error. This is just so effective because it makes learning unforgettable. I mean, when you actually do something, it just sticks in your brain, right? And really importantly, it completely reframes mistakes. They're not failures. They're just valuable pieces of data that help you build resilience and find an even better solution. So after all that action, it's time to reflect. The final leg of our journey is all about making sense of what just happened, really cementing the learning, and of course, celebrating the win. And to bring it all home, we've got our final three E's: explain, evaluate, and elate. Now, these are the critical steps that take a fun activity and turn it into deep, lasting knowledge. First, explain. Students actually write down their entire journey, and by putting into words what they tried, what worked, what didn't, they're forced to analyze their own thinking process. It's a skill called metacognition, and it's basically learning how you learn. Super powerful stuff. Next is evaluate. Now hang on, this is not a test. It's more like a collaborative debrief. The student and the facilitator look back on everything together, talking through the whole process. It's a huge moment for self-assessment and for learning how to both give and receive constructive feedback. And finally, we arrive at the destination of our adventure: elate. This isn't just a happy little side effect. It's a deliberate and absolutely essential final step. The framework is designed to create that genuine feeling of accomplishment, directly connecting all that hard work to a powerful positive emotion. That feeling? That's what builds real confidence and sparks a true lifelong love for learning. So, when you put all 7 of these steps together, what do you really get? Well, you get this incredibly powerful cycle that does way more than just teach facts. It actually builds a complete learner. These 7 different phases, they all weave together to create one single rewarding learning experience. Each one builds on the last, creating this amazing momentum that carries the learner all the way from just being curious to feeling truly accomplished. When you zoom out, you can really see the magic of the 7E framework. It takes learning beyond just passively listening and makes it about active doing, which helps the knowledge actually stick. It uses teamwork to get students ready for real-world problems. And by pushing them to think critically and tying all their effort directly to that amazing feeling of accomplishment, it doesn't just teach subjects, it builds confident, resilient people. And really, that's what it all comes down to. This isn't just some checklist to follow. It's a carefully crafted journey that guides a learner from a simple question all the way to a deep, lasting sense of achievement. This whole framework, it doesn't just teach facts. It teaches students how to learn, how to work with others, and how to succeed. So it kind of leaves us with this one big, powerful question. What would the world look like if every single learner was given a map like this for their own personal quest for knowledge?